Welcome to your free video training series. I am super excited to be presenting this information to you. The title of our first video is 7 Fitness Mistakes You Don't Know You're Making. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to fix them. And even if you're an experienced gym goer, if you've been working out for years, you're going to learn something, I promise you. In the second video, we're going to go into nutrition, and I'm going to share with you again things that I feel like you should know because they're so applicable. They will give you results, but they're not the things that people are talking about in the health and fitness space. And on the third video, we're going to get into mindset, how to have the right mindset for fitness success. So without further ado, let's get into this video training series all about fitness. And I want to ask you, does this sound like you? You wish you could start taking better care of yourself. Maybe you've been in the gym, maybe you've been working out, but your workouts are kind of stale. Maybe you've got injured in the past and put on some pounds because you don't know how to get in shape without pushing yourself to the point where you get that tendinitis or that shoulder ache or back ache or whatever it is. You know it's time to make health more of a priority because health forms the foundation for success in our lives. If we're a healthier person, then we're better at work, we're better with our family, we feel better. And a lot of people don't know where to start. So much information out there, so much misinformation out there, and some people aren't sure if they can stick with the program. A lot of it just seems so overwhelming, and I want to clear some things up for you here. I want to get you really clear on what you should be doing to get the biggest bang for your buck, because we could sit here and talk about small details for hours, but I want to focus on the things that are going to give you the most impact. And in case you don't know who I am, I have been a health and fitness professional in the Miami Beach area. I've worked with people just like yourself here. I've also worked with celebrities like Richard Branson, Robert Downey Jr., Ricky Martin. Most of my current personal training clients are CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies, guys who are very accomplished in business, but usually they need someone to help them with their health, to help manage their stress, and to keep them performing their best so they can handle all the pressure of running a big company. In our group coaching, we have a lot of professionals from all different walks of life, from all different countries even. The people who buy our workouts are from all over the world as well. And what I'm trying to say is I'm a person who, I'm not some internet marketing guy is what I'm trying to say. I didn't study internet marketing and then decided I would do something in fitness. Fitness has been how I put food on my table for nearly 18 years now. It'll be 18 years in February 2017. This is not just a job for me, but it's also a passion. And in that time, I've helped hundreds of people transform their bodies, or sometimes not even, it wasn't even about transforming their bodies, but to adopt a health and fitness program that works with their busy, crazy lifestyle. So that's who I am. I want you to know that I'm the real deal as far as what I've been doing for the past 18 years of my life, and that I specialize in helping people just like you. Another thing I want to tell you is that I've never been better. And I'm saying that because I want you to understand the level of information that you're getting here. This isn't me who read a couple books and decided to put this together. I've been in the industry for a long time. I am on my podcast, Legendary Life. I've sat down with people who are world-class experts, strength coaches who work with Olympic and professional athletes, neuroscientists who are studying obesity, nutritionists who are just changing the game, alternative health people, mainstream health people. I interview everyone because I believe everyone has something that they can add, a piece of the puzzle that we can put together to form that picture of what taking optimal care of our bodies looks like. And if you don't know already, it's a passion of mine, right? So that's who I am. But let's talk about you. You're here because you want to take control of your health and fitness in 2017. And let me tell you, this is the time of year that people put on the weight during the holidays, hanging out with the family, eating all the tasty, hyper palatable food and we start to put on the pounds and we don't take it off. And when I say we, but that doesn't happen to me. That doesn't happen to the people I work with, but that happens to most people. And do that for enough years, do that for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's no wonder that you've put on 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. This is the cycle that I want you to break this 2017, and I want to help you do that with this video training. And you're also here because you want to take control of your health and finally create that energetic, lean, youthful body you've always dreamed of, but you're a little bit too busy. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard to figure out, okay, well, what workout should I be following? What should I be eating? Should I take supplements? If so, which ones? What else should I be doing? I get it. It's a full-time job, and I'm lucky because this is my full-time job to research that stuff and then to teach it to my clients. So I'm really excited to bring this to you, and I'm learning all the time. But I get it. It's hard work and it takes time, and it can be very overwhelming and very frustrating to sort through the information. But I want to tell you, if you follow what is in this video series, you can make a big improvement from where you are now. And that goes for if you're a beginner. It also goes if you've been in the game for a few years. This is going to help you take things to the next level. This training cuts through all the deceptions and half-truths and gives it to you straight. Even my podcast has 300 episodes of content, and I'm learning things all the time. So what I'm sharing with you in this video series, and specifically with this fitness video, is the best of the best information. The things that I feel give you the most bang for your buck. Not that all the things that I could talk about, because we could talk about all types of things, but we're not going to do that. We're going to focus on the big picture, big bang for your buck concepts that are going to help you get results immediately if you put them into action. And this training series is packed with the most relevant and useful health and fitness information that you can get about the power of exercise, nutrition, proper rest, and much more. Everything that I'm going to go over is based on either scientific research or from people who've been doing what they do forever. And there's some foundation of science in there. And also from experimentation, right? We don't want to wait 20 years for research to prove something that we know has been working in the trenches. And I incorporate it all, and I incorporate what I learn from all the amazing world-class experts that I interview on my podcast. Make sure you listen to Legendary Life if you haven't heard it yet. It's just an amazing free resource of information. And I want to tell you, I've struggled like you before. I've struggled to sift through the information, and I still struggle to do that. Right? I'm at the point now where I can very quickly make a decision about the information coming my way based on what I learned. But when I first started out, it wasn't like that. Well, actually, there wasn't as much information to sort through. But I learned some things. I started getting results, but I didn't really start to understand the principles until I became a fitness professional. And why I make a distinction about myself and internet marketer guys who do fitness. Some of them are okay, and that's fine. They put out some good information. But I've worked with people for 18 years and hundreds of people during that time. And the thing about me is people paying me in person, I better get a result. And that was the type of pressure that was put on me to learn, hey, I need to figure these things out. So I started learning from strength coaches, people who work with professional and Olympic athletes. I started learning from bodybuilders. I started learning from the best of the best. I've done so many seminars, I can't even name how many. I can't even remember how many. I've read plenty of books. I've talked to plenty of experts. And then I started to put things together and started to get results. Another thing I figured out was that, okay, well, if I push my body really hard, and if I eat enough and recover from that hard workout, my body changes faster. However, I started getting into, even though I was in pretty good shape, I started to get some injuries, right? I started to get some tendinitis, some aches and pains. And I started to say to myself, this is not sustainable. I want something sustainable. And that's what I want for you too, because it's easy to push hard. Go join a CrossFit, go join, go buy P90X and do that for a few months. It's easy to do that, right? And if you don't get injured, you're going to change. Your body will change. The secret to exercise is all forms of exercise work. It's just that they all stop working, and you need to be able to continue it, and you need to be able to progress it. And we'll get into that more. But where I am now at 39 years of age is I want sustainable fitness, meaning I'm 39 now and I'm in a certain level of shape. I want to be in even better shape when I'm 45, even better shape when I'm 50. I want to be able to do things and be strong and look good. And that's what I want for you as well. But to do that, we've got to take a different approach. This is not about, you're not going to learn the short, quick fix. This stuff, it will give you results if you put it into action. But I also want to tell you, you've got to learn how to see the big picture and to play the long game. So let's get into it. 5 fitness mistakes you don't know you're making. And actually, I have a couple of bonus mistakes that we've thrown in for you, but 5 big ones that I want to go over. Number 1 is following advanced workout routines before you're ready. So many people jump into something like Insanity, a high intensity interval training class or boot camp or whatever, and they haven't built the foundation of strength. They haven't built the foundation of movement skill. They haven't built the foundation of mobility. What ends up happening? If they do get results, they're unable to keep them up because they can't keep loading their bodies. They end up with some aches and pains, or they get just a flat out injury and have to stop. What you don't see on a lot of the infomercial testimonials is that you'll have a guy who, or a woman for that matter, who said, oh, well, I was working out, but then I did this workout and it took me to the next level, and here's my body. I can see my abs now. What you don't see is that person had been spending 6 months, 12 months, years in the gym before that, working out, building their foundation, and they finally took it up a notch with a harder program. And what I'm trying to tell you is you need to progress, but you also, if you want long-term results, you need to start at the point where you are right now. So don't follow advanced workout routines before you're ready. Program hopping, there's another one. I can't tell you how many people join my group coaching program or buy my workouts, and they've been program hopping. Hey, listen, I get it. Like, people wonder, why should I buy a workout from you, Ted, when I can go to bodybuilding.com and get a free workout, or one of those other websites, or Men's Health, or Shape Magazine, or whatever. Listen, what you are missing is that it's about a methodical progression. It's not about, oh, well, I did this workout and now I need to do another workout, or I've been on this workout for 2 weeks and I don't feel like it's the right workout. I'll jump to another one. You need consistency in what you do. And far too many people hop from one program to the other. The beauty happens, the transformation happens when you're able to be consistent. And we'll get into that more. But if you're hopping from one program to the other, looking for the magic program, it's a big mistake. Changing exercises too often. Listen, changing exercises is great. You can hit the muscles at a different angle. You can challenge a different movement pattern of your body. But here's the thing. A lot of what you gain when you first start doing an exercise, it's neurological. In other words, you learn how to do the movements. You learn how to control the movement. You learn how to coordinate your muscles to produce the movement. And if you change too fast from one exercise to a different exercise, you're not able to really challenge the muscle because you're still at the learning stage. What you want to do is, here's what I tell people, and this is a bit of a pro tip bonus. Your body adapts to the amount of weight you're using, the amount of sets, the amount of reps you're using, more than the exercise that you're using. And it's funny, when I write programs for people, they'll say, oh, well, this is the same workout you gave me last month. It's like, no, last month was 15 reps, and now we're doing 8 reps. It's not the same program. Why? Because it has to do with muscle physiology. It doesn't have to do with what you see. The exercises just challenge the muscle groups, right? But it's the other variables, the sets, the reps, the weight, the speed at which you lift. That's what really creates the change, not the magic exercise. There's no such thing. Okay, so keep that in mind. One exception to that is gymnastic bodyweight training. With bodyweight training, if you don't have a weight vest, well, then you have to say start doing push-ups on the ground, and then you got to raise up your feet to put more stress on your chest and your tricep and shoulder muscles. So that's an exception. But if you're in the gym, you really have to master those exercises and play more with the reps, the sets, the weight than with changing exercises. So that's a rookie mistake. Poor exercise technique. I can't tell you, this is probably the biggest takeaway from all of this. Even if you change your exercises all the time, this is the biggest one right here, even though it's number 4. Make sure you learn how to do exercises properly. Poor technique takes the stress off the muscle, puts it on the joint, at least the way most people I see in the gym do it. And that's why people end up with sore joints and they don't feel their muscles as much as they should. So learn the technique. Strength is a skill. Each exercise is a skill. Expect the supplements to do the work for you. Wow, this is a huge one. I can't tell you how many people have told me, hey, Ted, can you write me a workout, man? I'm really tight on money right now, but I'd really love for you to write me a workout. And I say, oh, yeah, okay, cool. What supplements are you taking? And then they proceed to tell me that they're taking a couple $100 worth of supplements every single month. If you're expecting the supplements to work, you are making another rookie mistake, a huge rookie mistake. And I'll tell you, I'm not judging. I've been there. In my 20s, that's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking at, oh, maybe I need to be on a solid workout program with some sense of progression. I just need the different supplement. And I would keep trying supplements, seeing how they worked with my body. And it wasn't until I dropped the nonsense and started focusing on how I was doing things that the results started to come. So don't spend your money on supplements. I love supplements, by the way, but they're supposed to supplement what you're doing. The meat and potatoes of what causes the results has to do with your fitness, your nutrition, your workout program, in other words, your nutrition, and how well you recover from your workout. So keep that in mind. And here's a bonus one. I know I said 5, but I got 2 more for you. Not focusing on getting stronger. You must learn to overload your muscles. Far too many people that I've seen in the gym when I used to go to public gyms, now I'm only in people's homes, but far too many people, they were bench pressing the same weight, bicep curling the same weight, doing the same number of pull-ups. They were on the cardio machines doing the same resistance or incline on the treadmill, the same amount of time, the same speed, and their bodies look the same. You have to understand, to change yourself, you've got to continue to challenge yourself. And we do that by adding intensity, by adding resistance, by adding weight, or by doing a harder version of an exercise if you're into body weight training, right? Which I'm a huge advocate of body weight training. I think everybody should master their body weight before going on. As a general rule, of course, there are always exceptions to that. So let's get into the 7. Giving up on your body before it has a chance to change. One of the things that I see that is just completely screwing people up is unrealistic expectations. Hey, Ted, can I see my abs in a month if I work out really hard? It's like, yeah, if you can already see your abs, you can see them more. But if you've got a belly, if you've got some weight to lose, it's going to take some time. So make sure you play the long game. Don't compare yourself to others. Just say, you know what? I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to give myself 6 months or a year to do this. Now, you can transform your body faster depending on your genetics, how good your lifestyle is, how hard you work, how consistent you are. But for the average person, I've found telling people, you know what, it's going to be 6 or 12 months. So just dial it in for that. In fact, my online group coaching program is 12 months long. That's what I try to get people to sign up for. Sometimes they only sign up for 6 months, but I try to get people to sign up for 12 months. Why? Because yes, they're in the program more and they give me more money. Yes, okay, you got me. But also, they get better results. People who work with me, my clients work with me for years. My personal training clients, I don't have anybody who right now who I'm training in person that I haven't had for years. Okay? And it takes a while for your body to change depending on all those factors that we talked about. So don't give up. Give your body a chance to adapt to the workout. So let's go into some things to do instead. Number one is consistency. And consistency really is the key to success in all areas of life. Whether you want to improve your golf swing, your tennis serve, you want to learn a musical instrument, you want to become a better speaker. That's my goal, so I don't say weird things or stutter or say or aw during my presentations. Consistency is key. And it certainly is key to getting results with exercise. It's the number one key. In fact, all the other things, those are important as well, but they don't matter if you don't show up. Showing up, like the saying goes, is half the battle. So just keep that in mind. And without consistency, you start to detrain. What does that mean? You can't work out for 3 weeks. Oh, I'm going to work out for 3 weeks really hard, and then I'm going to take a month off. And then I'm going to work out for a month, and then I'm going to take 2 months off. And then I'm leaving for 6 weeks, and I don't really want to work out then. So when I'll come back, I'll work. That is what screws people up. And that's what happens to a lot of my CEO clients is they travel so much. They go out, they travel during the summer and they travel during the winter. They end up losing a lot of the strength and muscle gains, end up putting on fat if they're not following the program that I give them. And sometimes that happens, right? So you've got to be consistent. Another thing I want to tell you is that even if you're not working out, you are detraining. What happens to people as they age is they start to lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia. And that's what happens. Have you ever seen someone really old and they can barely walk and they can barely get around and they don't really have any major medical issue like a hip or knee replacement or anything like that? It's simply that they've lost muscle, they've lost strength, and now they're paying for it with a loss of mobility and a loss of the ability to get around. So you're losing strength and fitness all the time if you're not working on gaining or maintaining it. Up the frequency of your workouts. I'm a huge believer and advocate, I should say. It's not a belief, right? It's not a religion. I'm a huge advocate of high frequency workouts. And what do I mean by that? I mean hitting your muscle groups more than one time a week. A lot of people, and this may be you, are on the bro split. Chest on Mondays, back on Tuesdays, legs on Wednesdays, forearms and calves on Thursdays, whatever the split is, right? That can work for some people, and it's certainly better than staying on the couch. But if you're a person who's not taking steroids, if you're a person who doesn't have like golden genetics, right? If the professional athlete genetics or Olympian genetics, then this is one of my secret weapons that I use to get people faster results. In fact, one person told me they bought a competitor's program and they were doing that program, and then they did my program, and they said one of the biggest differences is they were hitting muscle groups more than once per week. So the frequency of how often you work out, as well as the frequency of how often you hit a muscle group, is really important. So let's get into some more specifics, right? More frequent workouts work better. Well, how many times should you work out? 2 to 5 days of strength training is what I tell people. But what I recommend is this. 3 days of total body workouts if you're going to work out 3 days a week. But what I really love to get people on is the 4-day upper body, lower body split. So let's take the example of the 3-day workout. If you're doing upper body and lower body and then, upper body again for your 3 days, it's no wonder that you're not seeing the results that you could see. Instead, hit total body workouts. And this is as a general rule, okay? I play around with programming because it's fun. It's a fun thing for me. And sometimes I'll do things, I'll break the rules. But if you don't know the rules, try this: total body workouts. And if you can do the 4-day workout, I've had amazing transformations with the 4-day workouts. So total body would look like this: Monday workout, Tuesday rest, Wednesday workout, Thursday rest, Friday workout, Saturday, Sunday rest. And a 4-day upper body, lower body split would be Monday upper body, Tuesday lower body, rest on Wednesday. Thursday upper body, Friday lower body, rest Saturday and Sunday. That's an example of a split. Obviously, you could mix it up a bit differently there, but that's what I try to get people doing. So keep that in mind and ask yourself, are you doing anything like that? If not, this is what I want you to try. So let's get into something else. Track your progress. And this is super important because, again, if you're doing the same thing all the time in the gym, or you don't know if you've made strength gains, you don't know if you're in better shape, you got to measure things, okay? And why? When I think of progress, I think about the principle of progressive overload, which you probably haven't heard. Why? Because this is in exercise physiology textbooks. It's not talked about as much in mainstream fitness, but it's the key to consistent gains in strength and muscle. So look at that arrow, the first arrow on the left side. That dark, bold black line, that's you at your normal state. That arrow, that first arrow, represents a workout. What happens to a workout? What happens to your body after workout? You get weaker. You cause micro trauma to your muscles. You expend energy in your muscles. You've got to repair things, so you're weaker for a period of time. Then you start to recover, and if you do things right, you will be stronger next time you go to the gym. Then you can push a little harder, and if you repeat that over and over and over, that's how your fitness increases. And I want to ask you, does that sound like what you've been doing? Has your fitness continually increased, or has it plateaued? Has it gone backwards? Because you should see continual improvement, especially if you're either a beginner or if you've never been on a professionally designed program, right? Because if you're on the right program, you will make progress. Another thing that I want to tell you is that longer rest intervals will produce better muscle and strength gains. So if you're resting 30 seconds in between your sets, you've got to let your muscles recover. People like to keep short rest periods because they feel like it's harder, but that's like saying, I'm driving my car and I'm driving my car in a race, but I'm really low on gas and my engine is sputtering. So it's really hard to do this race because I don't have enough gas. That's what you're basically saying. You would say, no, that is retarded. That is not what you do. That is not the right thing to do. So let your muscles recover. And what I tell you is, or what I recommend, again, there are some exceptions to this, but as a general rule, 2 to 3 minutes in between straight sets, what are called straight sets, and 60 to 90 seconds between alternating sets. So a straight set is when, let's say you're doing bench press. You do a set of bench press, you rest for 2 or 3 minutes, you do another set of bench press, and how should you rest 2 or 3? Depends on how heavy the weight is. So the heavier the weight is, the harder it is, the more you want to rest. And if you're alternating between exercises, let's say you do a bench press and then you do a seated row, very common selection of exercises to put together, you can get away with resting 60 to 90 seconds between alternating sets. Give that a try next time you're in the gym. Let's talk about choosing the right exercises because the exercises do matter. So what I want to tell you is choose 3 or a 4-day per week workout. But now let's talk about how many exercises per workout. And what I want to tell you, somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 8 exercises tends to work well for most people. I give around 6 usually, maybe 7, sometimes 8, depending on the program, depending on who I'm training and what their goals are. And the other thing that I want to tell you to do, stop paying attention to the biceps, the triceps, the forearms, the calves. Some of that is okay, but you really want to focus on compound upper body and lower body exercises as well as big core exercises. So what are some examples of those compound exercises? Hanging knee raise versus a crunch. On the hanging knee raise, you're working your hip flexors, your abs, you're working your grip, your arms. Side plank, you're working your upper body as well as your obliques, and even your legs are helping, right? Deadlift, I don't know any muscle that's not working on a deadlift. Bench presses, squats, pull-ups, seated rows, overhead presses. Those are all the exercises, regardless of whether you're looking to put on muscle or burn fat. Those are the things that you should be focusing on. So make sure you choose 5 to 8 exercises and of those compound exercises. And if you must do some supplementary exercises like biceps and triceps, do them at the end. And remember, strength is a skill, so learn how to perform each exercise properly. Another thing that you can do is accentuate your negatives. That's the lowering portion of the exercise. Take 3 to 5 seconds to lower. That's going to help stimulate the muscle so that you get better results, so that you stimulate the muscle more, build more strength, build more muscle, burn more fat. Remember, quick reps are for power endurance training, not strength. And there's a place for quick reps, but in general, you really want to stick to what I'm telling you, focusing on technique, focusing on slow, controlled movements. So focus on recovery. Why? Because exercise equals stress to your body. What happens when you exercise? We talked about it a little bit. You cause micro trauma to your muscles. You expend energy. It puts your body, it changes the hormones of your body. Your stress hormone goes up, cortisol. Adrenaline gets released first and then cortisol. Your testosterone also goes up too, but that's only for a short period of time. Ultimately, exercise is stress on your body, and stress you need to recover from. Just like if you went out into the sun and you've got some sun on your skin, you wouldn't say, oh, now I got some sun. You know what? I'm going to wait 5 minutes and then I'm going to go back out there and spend even more time in the sun. No, you would end up with a sunburn. And that's what most people do to themselves. They end up with the analogy with what's analogous to a sunburn, but it's to their tendons and cartilage, and those are the things. So make sure that you're focusing on recovery, because training doesn't make you stronger. Recovering from your training makes you stronger than doing that in the gym over and over. So make sure you have your sleep, nutrition, and make sure you dial in your stress management. I'm not going to talk about sleep too much in this video series, but I talk about it a lot on my podcast if you listen. Nutrition, we're going to go in deep. So in the next video, look out for that. And as far as stress management, we're not going to cover too much, but I will tell you meditation can be key. Also, taking magnesium baths can be key. Making sure you get massages, making sure you take a vacation. Those are all things that can help you reduce stress. So make sure you factor that into your recovery. Very important. And I want to give you something extra. This is a bit of a bonus, because a lot of people will work out and they'll say, okay, so I feel my muscles building and I definitely look better, but I'm still not getting rid of the fat. Well, of course, there's the nutrition aspect, but we're not talking about nutrition today. I want to tell you my secret weapon for fat loss that I give people when that's their goal. And what I tell them is, make sure that in addition to your workout, you're getting in 10 to 20,000 steps every single day, with 20,000 being better than 10. But it takes a while to walk 10,000 steps. Even if you don't have a pedometer, you can use your smartphone. That will there's plenty of apps out there that will track your steps. But get in the exercise, okay? And if you're already running or doing some form of aerobic exercise, that's fine too. You can do a high intensity interval training routine as well, but in the end, you got to do more than just get in those workouts. And that may not be what you want to hear, but there's no way around the work. Okay, there's no way around the work. And I'm telling this for the person who isn't getting results. Maybe you follow the 4-day workout and you're a thin guy like I was, because I never had to do aerobic exercise, cardio when I was in my 20s. Even though I competed in jiu-jitsu, so I did a lot of that. But I didn't need to do it. I was naturally lean. What I needed to do is work on building muscle, so I never had to worry that much about it. But if you're on the heavier set side, if you got a bit of a slower metabolism, if you look at food and put on weight, then you really want to add more steps, more aerobic exercise, or potentially even some high intensity interval training onto the off days. So don't stop your workout routine. Do both at the same time, and do it for 30 days before you make a call about whether it's working or not. So questions to ask yourself: are you getting consistent results from your workouts? Because you should. Are you killing yourself in the gym or spending too long in the gym? Because you shouldn't. Are you always in pain after workouts? That's probably either a poorly designed program or poor exercise technique. Could also be your recovery. And are you starving or on a crazy diet to lose weight fast and look better and crushing yourself in the gym? Because that leads to some pretty terrible results. It works. It just makes you feel miserable and your performance goes down. And also, have you tried and failed to exercise in the past, and now you feel like it's a good time to give it a chance again? And do you struggle to even start an exercise program? For some people, it's just hard it's hard to get started. And I want you to know that you have three choices. You could quit altogether, but you didn't watch this entire video just so you could quit. You could also continue to go it alone, hoping to get better results. And I'll tell you, if you take the strategies that I shared with you in this video, if you focus on your being consistent, if you focus on doing whole body workouts or that 4-day split, upping your frequency in the gym and hitting your muscle groups more than just one time a week, and you focus on those big bang exercises that we went over, the 5 to 8 exercises. By the way, a bonus tip is to do a circuit format if you're into fat loss, and then give yourself the rest and do alternating exercises, like we talked about, alternating sets of exercises if you're more into building muscle. So you will get better results if you use what I told you today. If you sit down and write your workout out, figure out how many days a week you're going to be in the gym, figure out what frequency you're going to hit, figure out what exercises you're going to do. And again, fat loss, make sure you do them circuit style, which is running through, say, 5 to 8 exercises all in a row, then resting. Or if muscle building is your thing, make sure you alternate sets. That way you're not in the gym forever. But you could also let me help you, because I don't want to say that I have all the answers, but I know how to solve all the problems, almost all the problems that come up for my clients, for my in-person personal training clients, for our group coaching clients, for my one-on-one coaching clients, for the people who buy the workouts. I still even get back to them because I'm so committed to helping people get results. I can help you save time, save money. Just like I did for Cynthia. She bought the Beachbody 21-day fix and did it for 6 months and ate well, meaning she was eating like a paleo style diet because she has all this access to wild game. And after following my workout for almost a month, her belly fat is disappearing and her body's toning up. And she was doing the 4-day-a-week workout. And she's excited about the changes at the end of month 3. And this is a small segment of a much bigger testimonial that I've shared a lot, because it's such a testament to what the right program can do for you if you haven't been on the right program. Here's another one for you. Wesley had an injury to one of his legs. He was nervous about deadlifting and squatting, but I got him doing it after spending some time prepping his body. Wesley's stronger than he's ever been. And Wesley came to me following the free bodybuilding.com workouts. I was like, Wes, get rid of that stuff, follow this, and give it time to work. Now, Wes, he's on his own right now. He did 3 months with me, and he bought the 90-day workout. He's on his own thing, but now he has a whole education. He feels like he knows what to do now. It was such a great education for him, and when he's ready to come back, he'll probably come back and get something else. But that advice was priceless to him. That's what he told me. Okay, so that's what can happen if you're on the right program with the right person, with the right coach. So what's your time worth? Because expert advice will save you time and money. And I say that, of course, I have a vested interest, right, in promoting what I do. But I also want to tell you the other side of that. I do this. When I wanted to learn jiu-jitsu, I did one-on-one lessons. When I wanted to do well in my studies when I was in college, I hired a tutor. I consult with people business-wise. In fact, I have someone who I consulted with who helped us build the coaching program. I hire experts. Why? Because they get you clear on what you need to be doing. They push away all the stuff that you don't need to be doing, and you get results. It shaves weeks, months, even years off the learning curve, because there's nothing like having someone deal with your special, unique situation. So that's all I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed this training. And by the way, I want to challenge you. Put this stuff into action. Don't just learn it, nod your head, and say, oh, that sounds cool. Or maybe you already know some of this stuff. Say, oh, yeah, I know that. I don't care what you know. I care about what you do. And if you do this stuff, you're going to get results. So I want to challenge you. Before you watch the next video, take some time to put some of this stuff into action. Make sure that you are go back through the training, maybe take notes, see what is more applicable to what you're doing now. And I'll see you on the next video where we're going to go into nutrition. And that's called 7 Everyday Traps That Make You Fat and how to avoid them. So looking forward to seeing you on that next video. And I hope you try some of this stuff out, put it into action. Talk to you soon.